Hey, I'm Jay Skinner, and this is the pre-show of the Buyers and Sellers Show. I want to welcome everybody here this morning. This is Friday morning, New Year's Eve morning, 2021, going into 2022. So this is the pre-show. Play a little music, have a little fun, and listen along. Here we go. Hi, I'm Jay Skinner, and this is the Buyers and Sellers Show. We're waiting for everybody to get on. This is Friday, December 31, 2021, right? Yeah. And we're live. I'm Jay Skinner, and welcome to the Buyers and Sellers Show. So glad you made it today. I'm excited about seeing some people this morning, and we all are going to go into the new year together. How cool is that? And Scott Ricard, thank you very much. Happy New Year. Make it a successful 2022 yourself too. Fantastic. I know you will. Thanks for coming today. This day is special because we're going to talk about going into the new year. And as many, perhaps most of you know, is that the inspiration and the enthusiasm and everything for this show, which I think is about number 48, I've got 4 more and I'll be a year, was thank you to Jeffrey Gitomer and Jen Gitomer. Jeffrey, the king of sales, and you know him as the author of the Little Red Book of Selling. There you go, Jeffrey Gitomer's Little Red Book of Selling. And also about 17 other best-selling sales books over the last 25 or 30 years. I mean, he's something else. Anyway, see who else is here. There we go. Greg Sneed. Happy New Year, Greg. Thank you for coming. This is good to see you. Happy New Year to you too. So something that I'm going to do right now is the idea of today's show is to think about going into the new year. Don't we all do that? It's a very quick look back. The look back is just some conversation. We don't do a lot of looking back here. But this morning, Jeffrey Gitomer on his 9:59 Club broadcast, which is every day at 9:59 a.m., Jeffrey Gitomer is live, and we all go to it, and you're invited to go as well. He had a short broadcast while he was on the road and a message reviewing what his recommendations are for how do you decide what you're going to do next year. And I thought it was so good, we're just going to put it in. So let's see what Jeffrey has to say to us today. This is a short one. It's about 1.5 minutes, and I think you will enjoy it.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9:59, maybe 9:58, but we are on a road trip going back to Charlotte. Me and Gabrielle, show yourself. Say hey. Okay, cool. And it's New Year's Eve day. We are all is really well. I want to wish everybody a happy New Year, but I want to give you a recap of what I want you to do. Make a list of everything tonight. even if you're drunk. Make a list of everything you want to do in life. Just everything. And then with a yellow highlighter, highlight the things that you want to do this year, and then all of your goals are made. If you want to have a second highlighter, maybe have something for you kind of like to do this year, but don't know if you'll have the time. But in the meantime, I want you to have the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, most successful new year on the planet. And I will talk to you about it tomorrow, because right now we're on the road. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Jeffrey. And thank you so much for being part of our show today via this replay. I'm very thankful to have a friend like Jeffrey, and a lot of you know Jeffrey, and you're part of the 959 Club or the Insiders Club or the Sales Club, or maybe other groups that are associated with Jeffrey and Jen Gittimer. And I want to thank you for the encouragement, Jeffrey. And then let's think about what he was just telling us was a good way to approach the next year coming up, because a lot of us are looking at our goals and what are we going to do, and we're winding up what for some of us was the best year ever, for others is middle, some it was like worst year ever. Depends on what happened and what you did. But the important thing is that we need to get up tomorrow morning. We've already got up today. But get up tomorrow morning and every tomorrow morning and do the right stuff one more time that you know you should be doing. And I want to pick up comments here. Scott Ricard, words of wisdom from the King of Sales. That's right. He's really good, and I'm thankful to be his friend. Let's go over here to the banners. So what to do and how to approach it. And this is the sum it up right here. If I was going to sum it up, was make a list of everything you want to do in life. Take a highlighter and mark all that you're going to get done this year, and that's your goals. Jeffrey Gittimer. That's a summary. It's not an exact quote. And if Jeffrey's looking and wants to come in and talk to me about next year, hey, Jeffrey, text me or something. I would bring you in a New York minute here. Love to get your further comments. But, and I gotta say, I'm proud and thankful that right there at the beginning of all my shows, almost a year ago now, Jeffrey was my guest, probably 4 weeks into it. And that would be a good replay, or just Jeffrey coming back and would do it again. We've got some stuff going with the Sales Club, the Insiders Club, the 959 Club, which includes, and it's probably going to be March, a program in Charlotte, which is where the Gittimers live. And they're going to put on a rally training session, probably 2 or 3 days, with some of the greatest speakers we could ever have. And we're all going to be coming together. And of course, the people that are members of the Insiders Club will not have to pay any additional admission charge. They'll just have to get themselves to Charlotte. The people that are not in the Insiders Club are going to be invited and join, and they can join the Insiders Club or not, or they can just pay admission to this fantastic event. And please, stay tuned, because as we get close to that, I'll be helping promote that as well. There we go. Another good friend, Charles Coachman. Good morning and Happy New Year. Thank you. Same to you, Charles. Thank you so much for showing up today to say hi. And I appreciate so much the support of my fellow Gittimer friends and followers and insiders. This has been a fantastic year for me. From a business standpoint, it's been pretty good too, and I'm thankful for that. I'm continuing to grow my brand and the things that I know and do. And oh, yes, that was coming up next. How did my niece do on the marathon competition she was doing? That would be Sharon, SharonHoffmeister.com. And I'm proud to say that Sharon endured something like 40 straight hours of staying awake on the marathon um, broadcast. And at one point there, I mean, if you look her up and you look back at her lives, you'll see the last one that she did. At one point there, um, I haven't seen the clip, but she fell asleep. Her body just shut down. She was doing great, but it was unbelievable. She just fell asleep for probably a minute or something, and that was that was it. There were two other competitors. The company took a look at it, and they actually the head of the company um, called her and congratulated her on her work, explained to her that, well, you fell asleep, so that you're out of that competition. But then shortly thereafter, they shut the contest down. There were two people left. It started with three. There were two people left. And it was pretty obvious that this was too much sleep deprivation. And for the health and welfare of everyone, they shut it down. The other two, they created another sales goal type of thing. And I think that's going to play out maybe sometimes today or tomorrow, whenever, to find out who the grand champion is. But it was amazing, and Sharon did beautifully, and I'm really proud of her. And uh, when we talked yesterday, it was like, it was upsetting because of course she wanted to win, and I know it. But at the same time, your body shuts down. You go to sleep. That's it. You're not supposed to go to sleep. You can't help it. You can't help it. And uh, like I said, from a health and welfare standpoint, their company shut the contest down shortly after she was uh, disqualified, and went to sleep. I mean, she literally was continuing to broadcast, didn't even know she fell asleep. That's it's like you simply didn't even know that had happened. But yesterday I talked to her, and she's beginning to recover, and she was feeling emotional. Of course, it was unbelievable. Can you imagine staying awake for 40 hours? And I said, well, you broadcast every single day for 839 days. I said, I think this is going to be, was 840 or 814 or something. Let me, if I can see her link here. I don't know if I can, Sharon, um, what day it was, but she was resting and kind of the contest was over. And I said, and she was thinking about this. Sharon Shucking. It's Sharon's Shucking. There we go. Sharon Shucking, Fizzy, and Rain, REIGN, beauty artist. And we talked about it, and she thought about it, and she was like, why break your streak? So yesterday she broadcast again, still has never missed a calendar day, and yesterday was consecutive day 814. And I'm so proud of her. And if you guys get a chance to get online and spot her or message her or something like that, uh, do. That's Sharon's, SHARON', Shucking, SHUCKING, Fizzing, and Rain Beauty Artist. It'll pop up and you can see that she broadcast December 30th, day 814. Unbelievable. And I said, if you're going to stop your streak, do it intentionally. Don't make it look like the contest did you in, and it didn't. I was like, she did a fantastic job. I could never have done it myself. I can't even imagine. So we're proud of her. We are all proud of her. Thanks for asking, Scott. That's good. So what the king of sales, Jeffrey Gitomer, was recommending was that we should make a list of everything we want to do, seems like in life, and take a highlighter and mark what we're going to get done this year, what we want to get done, would like to make our goal, and then that's our goals. Jeffrey's writing a book right now, and he's talked about it on the 959. So I think it's fair for me to talk about it. It's to me, it's like the ultimate time management book because it's highly simplified. Just like this is a very simplified, practical approach to trying to figure out what I'm going to do next year. Um, do you remember, or did you ever get that? Be that person that when the boss said, "I need a report. What's your goals and plans for next year?" It's like 25 pages later, double spaced in Word, maybe if you're lucky, single spaced in number 10 font with charts and graphs and everything was your executable, you hoped, plan for the next year. And then you delivered it and you were expecting, man, he's going to be so proud of me. It's like, and then he gets it and he's just like, boy, this is really quite a report here. You really got a lot of stuff to do. Thank you very much for thinking through this. And then if it was my boss at the time, he said, okay, Jay, now take this as a foundation of all your thinking and go back and put it on one page for me. Double space in 12 or 14 font. And if it can't fit on that first page, it's too much for the year. Well, that makes sense. I had another smart guy, and he was Tom O'Connell. I interviewed him on my show when we did our show on private equity, how to live through private equity, through the buyers and sellers, the mergers and acquisitions. And Tom said, he told me this, in fact, a month after he purchased our company, and he and I were sitting in, I don't know, we were in Munich, Germany, I think, at a trade show. And he wanted to come see what we did at international trade shows. And we went over to the cafeteria part and we're having a bite to eat and getting to know each other. And I said, Tom, what do you do? You're the CEO of this giant company. There's so many things to do. How do you prioritize and what do you do? And it seems so simple. And it's helped me remember and it's helped me stop feeling guilty about stuff. But he said, you write down the stuff you need to get done and then you take the top 8 or 10 and that's it. And then you literally have to let the rest of it fall off the table. Or I know you delegate other things that you can, but there's a point there where you just simply have to take the top things that you can work with because there's only so much you can deal with. And you just let the rest of it fall off the table. And it's like, that's okay. It's like, it's gotta be. How wise was that? So we've got some people online here, and I'm happy about that. People from all over the world, and I like people to comment. If you are thinking like I am, let's try this. Put a 1 in the comment cage. Just that, like, I agree. This is a good time to look into the new year and do some planning and simplify things to get the next year done. If you're in agreement with all that, put a 1 in your comment area. I'm going to put 1 in mine. That way, if it pops into yours, you'll see what area to put it in. But I want to see if anybody can put a 1 in your comment if you like the idea of using this as a time to reflect and to write down the goals for next year. And if you think you might be going to do that, let's see how that works. There we go. Now, as people are thinking about that, I'm very interested in any of your comments about if you have additional really smart things that have worked for you when you get down to the end of the year and you're trying to regroup. My saying is reinvent, restart, and rebuild. What do you do to do that? It's kind of fun. Got a lot of fun wow comments. Lana, there you go. Love you too. There, Philip, glad you're here. Really appreciate it. I mean, got people from around the world. How cool is that? 2022 could be your best year ever. You're going to have to make it that way. organizing your action items. Something that I want you to think about is two things that have been the hallmark for our show. Number one is the silver rule, and that is do unto your vendors as you want your customers to do unto you. Do unto your vendors how you want your customers to do unto you. And you that are purchasing people or your business owners and you have vendors, and really all of us, private people that go out, we have vendors. It's called Kroger or Walmart or whoever it is. How are you treating them? And then think about how you want to be treated by your customers. And see, oh my gosh, look at this. You guys are so good. We've had a number of people jumped in here. Coachman's with it. Hi, Errol. Thank you for dropping by, Errol. You're wonderful. Gee, he's a legend in the printing industry worldwide. I'm so proud to have you on board today. Ingrid, thank you. So glad to see you here. Scott, thanks. Lana Ferguson. Errol, here's a comment. I like this. Start with a clean page, but remember the main points of the old page. I like it. Thank you for sharing. Charles, let's see. You've got some comments here. With your goals, be specific and set deadlines. There you go. I like it. Let's see. There was a saying I once heard that says it's far better to be a meaningful specific than a wandering generality. How about that? It's far better to be a meaningful specific than a wandering generality. And so think about that one. How about that? Well, everyone, this has been wonderful. A lot of good wisdom here. Tons of people getting up on this New Year's Eve morning to join me and say some things. Charles, thank you. That was Zig Ziglar. Thank you for saying that, because I didn't know who said that. Zig Ziglar makes sense. I like Zig a lot. So we'll give him, he's got credit for that. It's far better to be a meaningful specific than a wandering generality. Zig Ziglar. Thank you, Charles, for putting that up there. As you all know, it's a big deal for me is making sure people get credit. Probably one of the things, and this gives me a chance to mention this too, you've got people working with you or for you or however you like to say it in your organization. Find ways to make sure that they get public credit for the things that they say and do. People really appreciate it. Hey, Eric, what have we got here? Happy New Year, Jam Master Jay Skinner. Jay Skinner. Hey, Place of Skinner, man. Thank you. Glad you enjoy me playing. Thanks for coming. And Ingrid Castfuller. Ingrid says, my mentor, Zig, was great. He was. And I had the blessing to meet him. I see him live a couple times, actually. Meet him and shake his hand at one of those positive thinking seminars, rallies, the one held in the United States in Indianapolis back in the late 70s. How cool. God bless you too, Charles. Blessings and peace to you. Well, everyone, we're getting down to the end here. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for your participation. You know, the people that show up here mean so much to me, and it's a nice group. And then I just want you to know that there's many more people, many that don't comment, that are listening, and we appreciate that you're listening in. I hope that this is valuable to you. The Buyers and Sellers Show. And let me show you what I got for Christmas. Let me show you this. My son Eli and his family, we had Christmas celebration. And we'll tell you, this coffee mug, the Buyers and Sellers Show, with that microphone on it. Gee, I was so honored. Thank you very much, Eli and family. Eli, Beth, Gage, Hunter, and my Lily, my granddaughter, and we're TikTok friends. She does TikToks and I do too. Thank you very much for this. This means tons to me. It's just very special to have a mug like this. Anyway, so cheers to you all. 4 more broadcasts, 4 more weeks. It's a year. Stay with me. Keep coming back. God bless you. Happy New Year. See you next Friday, 10:35. I'm Jay Skinner. This is the Buyers and Sellers Show, and it's been a fantastic. Oh, there we go. I don't want to miss these last ones. Look at this. Charles, hey, there you go. Thank you. Ingrid, you attended Zig seminars in Dallas. Oh, how cool. Man, so much to say. God bless you all. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week. And Buyers and Sellers Show. See you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye now.